Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is Binky here today and we are back to Elorea. Yep. And this. We should just have the camera focus on her the whole day. That'd be really interesting. That would just be good. Love Elorea, but I mean. I know. So, yes, we're moving on. We're down to 2 more in this collection. Excitement is in the air. It's always in the air. You just got to look for it. So, this one is It's been a few days and I am out of practice. Okay, this one is water. Yay, we all need it. It's good for you. And yeah, so there you go. $135. It will cost you at this time for the 50 milliliter, and I think $210 most likely, $210 for the 100. So there you go. This is water, which is kam. There you go, in Korean. Of course, butchering it as always. So this fresh scent is an instant mood booster. It begins with refreshing notes of citrus, perfectly balanced with an exquisite aroma of white botanicals. Rich jasmine and white rose work harmoniously with the fresh notes of lemon and bergamot. Okay, so there you go. It deepens with soft white musk and pyeongbak wood for a warm finish. It's like standing on a beach while wearing a crisp white shirt as an ocean breeze blows through your hair. Okay. I think we all kind of enjoy it. I enjoy it more in the evenings, well, evenings. I'm not a morning person because I sunburn. Yeah, look at this. So there you go. Let's see the notes though. Top, bergamot, upcycled mandarin, lemon neroli bud, heart jasmine, jasmine sambac, white rose, base pyeongbak, wood, white musk. Unisex, vegan, small batch. So this one is going to be very bright and happy, which is kind of interesting because this is water, right? I see what they're going for. They're basically like, it's like you're on the beach. But when I think of water, I would think of more of an aquatic note. And maybe they didn't want to go the obvious route like that. Maybe they're like, so obvious, and so they're like, don't do it. So I like to see other people's interpretations. So let's see. Can't really smell anything, but let's see. Let us be, well, surprised. It was ready to go. I was not. Okay. Okay. Whew. I'm getting that jasmine. I just ate it. Oh. It's tasty too. I think that's the first time this has happened on this channel. I know, I'm going to smell fresh in my mouth too. That's got to destroy the way that I'm sensing this, but oh, why did that happen? Anyway, it's never happened before, but here we go. Okay, so on the skin, initially when it goes up, you get a lot of that jasmine. I'm getting that jasmine immediately with almost, it's strange, an aquatic note to it, even though it's not in there. I'm positive it's not. I know. I always rattle off the notes, and I say this in every video. I don't actually pay attention. That's my ADHD, and that's caused me a lot of problems in life. But no, it's really not there. There is no aquatic. So you definitely get, at first, I kind of got that sense, which I see what they're going for, but then there's like jasmine that takes over, and a very woodsy jasmine. And I know it was the base note, but I'm getting like a woodsy jasmine. Interestingly enough, but let's try here. So here I am getting more of a citrus. I am getting a citrus cutting through. Interesting. So on the wrist, I'm definitely getting lemon. I'm getting lemon. I'm getting like that bergamot on here. But from the initial blast, I didn't get that. Wow. Yeah. That's really pretty. There's like a blossom in there, so you get that, that beautiful citrus, but there's like this beautiful, and it's not jasmine. It's like this underlying, like light blossom that is like a light floral. Oh, So pretty, mixed with the bergamot, which is and citrus. Ooh, that's really pretty. I don't get water from it, but it's extremely pretty. No, I don't get the water aspect, but that's okay because this is not my interpretation. This is somebody else's. But let's try it on the shirt. Wow, on the shirt it's just jasmine. A woodsy jasmine. That's what I'm getting. It just really absorbs that woodsy jasmine. Yeah, and that's what I was getting while smelling this. Very interesting. Yeah, that is really interesting. Getting it from the shirt. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of jasmine. It's a lot of wood. Here, you get more of that beautiful citrus and a lighter floral. That bergamot lemon and this gorgeous, like, white floral. What is that? Let me tell you, I know my notes, but I'm not going to lie to you and say I could pull every last one of them out. I mean, some people can. What is that? White rose, maybe? Yeah, maybe it's the white rose. It's a very light scent to it. Now, I know rose. I don't know, and they do smell differently, but I don't know white rose as much, but it's very light. It's very frilly. It's not like a deep rose scent, if that is what indeed it is. It's just this light. It fits perfectly with here's the thing, with the deeper rose, like a red rose that has that deep rose scent, I don't always think it goes well with lemon. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it works with the other notes, but to me they don't always go well together. But because this is a very light white floral, it's just really beautiful with the citruses. I just wish I was getting that more on the shirt, if that makes sense. I mean, there's definitely a citrusy aspect to it. It's just, I could definitely get that jasmine coming through and a little bit of woodsiness. So yeah, very interesting this one is. I think it's going to morph a little bit. It's very light. I think out of all of them, this one tends to really be close. And it doesn't mean that you can't smell it. This just isn't as strong as some of the other ones. Like earth. Ooh, that one was very strong. It's not like that. This one's very floaty. It's very gentle. This is one that you would wear in, summer or spring, or if you're somebody who doesn't want something loud or something that projects like crazy and drives everyone nuts. Like if you're somebody who likes gentle, for me and those closest to me scent, like giving hugs and stuff, this is for you more. This one's very gentle, very tasty, though I can't taste it anymore. But it's very gentle. In some ways more than some of the others. And the thing is, it's not like an ocean. Yeah, it's not like a tidal wave. This isn't something that's going to come crashing. It's not that type of water. It's a very gentle trickle. Like hearing a stream go past and you're sitting there going, oh, this makes me happy. That is what this is. But that being said, I don't see this as representing water that much to me. But that's okay. It's not my interpretation. But it is quite lovely. So what we're going to do is we are going to take an hour, as we do, and we are going to come back and we are going to talk about it. Okay, so it has been an hour and we are still sitting with water. Actually, we are. It's raining today, so we're definitely sitting with water. But yes, so I can definitely smell it around here. It is pretty much a gentle, very gentle bubble of scent. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have... like it's not around you, that it's not being sensed here. It's not just a skin scent. It really is around you in a light bubble, but it doesn't have any of the notes that make it harsh, or not harsh, that make it strong. It's not that. Like I said, this is not a tidal wave. This is not a rough ocean. This is very much trickling water, a very delicate water, almost like a fountain you'd see in a spa. It's very delicate. It's very controlled. It has that tinkling sound to it. This is the type of water this is. Almost meditative. And that's kind of how I view this one a little bit. It's very light. It's very personal. And even though it definitely has a bubble, the scents are so delicate that it's non-invasive to everyone, basically. This one's very safe for people who don't like a lot of strong notes. They want a very light, personal scent that is uplifting. I really kind of get that from this. It's very uplifting. So let's see where it's at this point. It just and the reason normally I save this stuff towards the end, but that's something that I'm noticing at this time with this, and we'll talk about it more towards the end. But I'm definitely getting that lightness. I'm definitely getting the musk coming through. A very light musk, not animalic strong, but you definitely get that muskiness from this. Now my skin really loves musk notes, but I can definitely get it from the clothing as well. So it's this, before smelling it, it's this light floral, almost like white floral. I'm getting that jasmine though, the light florals mixed with musk. That's really what I'm kind of getting, and grounded with a little bit of woodsiness to it. So it's almost like that little stream going through the woods, carrying little leaves with it, and it's just fresh, a fresh spring day. That's what I'm getting. But let's try this. Definitely getting the musk. Definitely getting the musk on my skin, which is no surprise. It's very strong on my skin. I would say that's the number one note coming through. So when that happens with me, if you are like me and you have a chemistry that loves animalic or musky tones, it's going to come out on this one on you. So be prepared. So what I do in cases like that, of course, is I spray it on my clothing because I feel like I get a better mix. And anyway, it lasts longer usually for me on my clothing, but it gives me a better mix of the fragrance without my chemistry pulling out too much musk, which I don't always care for. So there you go. So this may be a clothing wearer if you're like me, but let's try it on the clothing. Ah, that's where the gentle florals are coming from. So the citrus notes have disappeared, but I'm definitely getting the beautiful florals here with a little bit of woodiness, just a slight bit of woodiness. So the musk isn't really coming from here or coming from my shirt. It's coming from my chemistry and adding into that. So there is a slight bit of musk on this, but it's mostly florals and a little bit of that woodiness with a light musk. But with my skin, it's really causing that musk. So I actually don't mind it. If I'm like this, yeah, it's a bit much. But what I like with this one is even with the musk coming through here, it balances out this on the clothing. It's just a very beautiful, delicate scent. I like it. So what we're going to do is check back in 4 hours and we will discuss water. Okay, so it has been 5 hours and I can still smell water around here. It most definitely still is around here. You can smell it. What I'm getting mostly is musk, a very strong scent of musk, which when I think of, come on, it's when she was trying to jump. Hey, when I think of water, I don't necessarily think of musk so much. Now it could just be my chemistry, but it's mostly like a light white floral with a heavy side of musk. And again, my chemistry really loves that. But I guess when I think of water, once this settles, it just, I wouldn't necessarily think of musk with that. I don't know. I don't think of animalic notes when I think of water. But let's try it here and see if it's different on the clothing than on the chemistry, which it will be. Here we go. So it's really difficult to smell actually on me. It's actually very light. It's floral. Mostly floral. There's no musk. So it has to be coming from the clothing. Very interesting. Let's try it. Interesting. So on my chemistry, it's almost completely gone. I get a slight hint of a sweet white floral. That's it. It's basically gone off my skin, but it's the clothing. So what I'm getting is what I had here on my chemistry hit first on my skin and then eventually showed up on the clothing. So it's that light, it's a light white floral with musk. That's what I'm getting. I'm not getting any of the other notes. I'm not even getting the woodsy notes anymore. I won't say that completely. I do get a little bit of like woodsy with white flowers with musk. So if the musk was removed, I could see this being water a little bit more, only because it would be very like gentle, almost like a rain shower or water collecting on leaves or around trees. I could see that. But the musk takes it in a direction that I kind of wasn't expecting. It's interesting because this one starts really light and really frilly and very light, airy, just like a wind almost going through a forest. That's what I get from this. And the first notes I did get kind of like an aquatic idea from it, but it doesn't have those aquatic notes. So that's really interesting. I don't quite know what to think. Yeah, it's interesting. I think part of it is I'm hung up on water. And I just don't know if this really... My other cat messed with the setup. She's playing with it, knocked it over. So yeah, I don't know if this really fits so much with the theme of water. It did at first, but now with the dry down, it's just the musk is just not, that's not what I think of when I think of water. So this one's interesting. I need to let the water go and think about it as just a scent. As a scent, I really liked how it was in the beginning. I really love the light citrus and the florals and the woods. Like I said, I would consider this more of wind in a forest after rain. That's what I would get with this more in spring, where it's just kicking up a little bit of the light florals with a nice wind, and it's just a breezy kind of damp kind of morning. It's bright, but then it slowly goes into white florals with trees, like woodsy, not trees, woodsy. But then that musk shows up. So this one was interesting. It did morph quite a bit. I will say that I do love musks, but I don't like them as one of the stronger components. And in the end, this one goes a little bit more musk forward with the white flowers. So yeah, it just depends what you like. So if you like light florals with a little bit of musk, this may be for you. This may be something that you would like. If you don't like something that is too strong and follows you into a room or makes people go, huh, this is a very much a light personal scent. Even at its strongest, it stayed here. But even if it did stay in this area, it was never invasive. The notes aren't that strong to make it a powerhouse that anyone's going to look twice at you. That's just not the type of scent this is. I will say in general, Elorea is a very light house in that it isn't one where it's a powerhouse. That's not the point of it. It's supposed to be gentle and celebrating Korean heritage and Korean notes. And I think it does it well, but it does it in a very non-assuming, disturbing way. This isn't like if you walked into, I don't know, somebody's office or something, or you got into a car and nobody would go, wow, you know, it's not like that. They may lightly, if you just sprayed it, go, oh, something smells nice. It's very clean. It's very fresh until the musk comes through. Very clean and fresh. Almost like laundry on a line. That's what it's like to me until the musk comes forward. Now, if you like musk with lighter scents, then that's great. This might work for you. I just feel like it's very light and the musk comes through very strong because of the other notes. And some people really love that. That's just not a me thing. So just know when I'm talking about this, a lot of the time, especially when I rate things, it's coming from a place of my own preference. So if you love musk and light scents, the musk comes out later and is the star, this would be for you. You don't want something invasive, you know, you want to just, hey, show up and not have people go, whoa. This is for you. If you like a light personal scent, because I can still smell it. I could definitely still smell it around me. This is for you. You know, that's the type of fragrance it is. Very nice, very natural, very, I feel like a lot of these are very almost one with nature in a lot of ways, without sounding cheesy. You know, they're very light. They're very harmonious for them. You know, they don't smell synthetic to me. You know what I mean? They seem really natural, if that makes sense. So if I were going to rate water, I think I would put this to, I'd probably give this one a 5. And the only reason is because I don't know if this is, I'm sure I probably have something like this similar in my collection, and on top of it, the musk came through very much for me. But if you are a musk lover, you may go, yeah, I'm putting this a full 10. So know that this is ranked off of my own preference, and it's a wonderful scent. It's just for my collection, that's where I would put it. That's it. Didn't do anything wrong. It's great. It's beautiful. I think a lot of people will really like this one. It's just a preference thing. And again, always try first. Try it out. See if you like it, because what works on me may not work on you or vice versa. So there you go. Yeah. So that is it. What we're going to do next is go into a cultural note. Oh yeah. Okay. So when I was in Korea, it's what's fun is to kind of walk along the bridges. Now, this is strange. I know this is weird. Everybody's like, what? But sometimes you just want to walk around and see the city. And basically, Seoul has the Han River everywhere around it. So that's the Han River. And it's glorious. And because of that, you have water all around the city. And so there are these bridges everywhere, and you can walk along them. It's okay. You're allowed to do it. We did. And there was actually one, and I could not find it. There was a bridge. I didn't even know about it. My friend found it, where it basically was like an art gallery not like, it's above the water. So you have the Han River, and then you take these steps down, and underneath is like this area where you can see art right above the water. I did not do this, and there was a spot where you could stand where it looks like you're standing above the water on clear glass. I did not do this because getting me on those bridges was a lot, just because I don't like deep water. And so the idea of walking down these stairs where you could fall right in, I was like, no. I was like, no. My friend did it, and he's not afraid of that. He's afraid of heights. I'm afraid of the water. He basically was like, it was really scary. You would have freaked out. So I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't do that. But I think walking around the water, including the Han River, is just fantastic, because I think part of it is just a nice way to get out there, walk around, maybe take a breather for part of the day. I really enjoyed that. I really did. There were a few weird things with it, because a lot of the bridges are very kind of close together depending where you're going in Seoul. So I had to use the restroom, not to get too personal. And they have restrooms on the bridge. And I went into one, which they would never do this in the US. Let me tell you, because there would be too many shenanigans going on in there, especially in a major city. Way too much, like, shenanigans, depending on which city you're from or visiting. That would be a open house for a brothel and a drug den. It just wouldn't. You couldn't do that in a lot of major cities in the US. And I'm not trashing the US. It's just the reality. We have some things we got to work on here. But yeah, so you could go in there and it was exceptionally clean, which surprised me. But the thing is, there was no way to close the window so people could look into it. And there's across the bridge, like, you could see people. I mean, there was in between, but you could see people. And I was like, oh my gosh, somebody could technically look in while I'm going. And so I put my coat. It was a mess. It was a mess. But yeah, you're pretty visible. There's no way to close that window with the blind or anything. So just be wary if you're a little bit shy. You know, when I'm using the restroom, I like time to myself, not the world. But there you go. But you can also walk around the Han River once you get off these bridges. There's various places along the Han that you can just sit. And it's kind of one of those things where a lot of people do it, a lot of locals do. You can grab something to drink, you can have a snack, you can sit there, and you can just stare off in the Han. And the bridges are lit up beautifully. And of course, the skyline in Seoul is insane. There's so many buildings. So you can just sit there, and it's really beautiful and relaxing at night. And totally felt safe, you know, in certain cities, you know, like I know, like in New York, or, you know, in certain cities, you'd have to be a little bit more like, okay, we're looking behind your back. I really encourage just sitting there, having a drink, a snack, especially at night. I mean, it's beautiful during the day, but at night, I wouldn't walk the bridges at night, but at sunset, you can see the sun going down and the beautiful views. But at night, sitting around the Han River, it's kind of cool. And I know this is strange. I know it's a very strange thing, but it's a cheap thing to do during the day or at night. You don't always have to spend money when you travel. And I think that's a big thing. It is still kind of cultural because the Han River is really interesting. So I recommend it because the Han River is a big deal in Seoul. Big deal. So yeah, that was my experience in Korea that I actually really enjoyed. And it's a strange one, but I encourage it. So with that, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.